Sir, late ka na naman. Sir, late ka na naman. Alam mo, hindi na pwede yung kagagawang ginagawa ko. Ano pa sasabihin mo? Bakit na naman? Sir, kasi na po yung train. Sorry, sir. Gago. Hindi mo kaya maging on time. Malis ka na. You're fired, sir. Oh!
Magandang gabi po mga Lodi. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is RJ Ladesma and I am very excited and privileged to welcome you to LJobs Launch and Media Conference 2020 with its theme, Para sa Manggagawang Pilipino. Tonight, we would like to talk to you about something of great importance that affected all of us in 2020. With the sudden rise of the unemployment rate in the country due to the COVID pandemic, more and more Pinoys found it difficult to apply for a job. And there are so many challenges you encounter for applying in a job during the new normal. Unang-una, your health. Pangalawa, transportation. Number 3, the new normal working environment. There are a lot of adjustments to be made. Kaya sa LJobs, ang gusto namin ay mabigyan kayo, sila, tayong lahat ng advantage. The upper hand, ika nga. Because what we want to offer to you is a work-life balance para sa lahat na gustong mag-apply. Kaya nga, our first ever media conference, yung theme nga namin po, para sa manggagawang Pilipino. And speaking of our Lodis, ang manggagawang Pilipino, please keep on watching our live stream. And in just a few moments, we will announce the winner for the raffle draw. At malay mo, baka kayo po ang mananalo. Basta Lodis, please stay tuned and use our hashtag LJobs. And with that, let's get our show on the road. He is a personal inspiration of mine. He is a person who has done extensive research on the employment and behaviors of our beloved blue-collar workers. And honestly, we wouldn't be here today if not for his big heart and his bright mind. Dear friends, allow me to welcome the founder and CEO of LJobs, the hardworking Ralph David Du.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ralph David Du, and as much as I am proud to represent Appscape as its president and CEO, I would like to first introduce myself as like any one of you out there who has a dream of someday contributing to society in any way you can. The way we shaped Appscape was first finding a solution to our own problems, where we'd be able to use technology to make processes of our other businesses faster. So before, we had a catering business, as you can see. But when we saw that those problems were in fact affecting also majority of our countrymen, we decided to make it accommodate a larger scale, like the Philippines. So those who experience the same pain as we do somehow feel even a little bit better with our technology. That is how LJobs was born. If there's one lesson I learned from my dad that I want to share with you all, that's also behind the inspiration of conceptualizing and executing this project, is that life is too short. Make it count. What that meant for me was that time was too precious for you to be spending on something that wouldn't change the world, regardless of how small it can be from the start. Pushing for LJobs with all the big competitors already out there, either operating with thousands of employees or have been around for decades, we knew it would be an uphill challenge. But what keeps us going is that we know that every person who registers and actually finds a work that's near him, or each business who needs an employee and actually finds a person near his business and finds that the app has somewhat improved his or her quality of life, means that we are doing something for them that's worthwhile. And we believe that as long as we work towards the main objective of providing better services to our customers, income will eventually be generated. Our family has this tradition of watching very inspirational videos, and there's one key thing that really stuck to our heads. This is what we call ROI, or the return of intention. As we at Appscape continue to develop and operate LJobs to become the most used and most useful online job recruitment platform in the Philippines, we will put our countrymen first. We hope that for the many years to come, our technology can continue to help Filipinos find the best work for them. One that we've provided all necessary information they need for them to make a powerful choice. In a way, this is our small Christmas gift to every Filipino. Once again, thank you for taking the time to listen to this press call, and we hope you find Lapit Jobs as a way that can help improve you or your loved one's quality of life, most especially during these trying times. Lapit Jobs, gawa ng Pilipino para sa manggagawang Pilipino.
What a remarkable speech, Sir Ralph. I was so inspired by your message. In fact, my favorite line in your speech was, "Life is too short, let's make it count, and let's make it count para sa ating manggagawang Pilipino." Thank you so much for being the voice of our silent heroes and standing up for them so they can have a better future in our new normal or even in our better normal. And with that, allow me to introduce all of you to the Lapit Jobs app. As you all may know, one of our goals is to create a simple, fast, and reliable app that is accessible by anyone and for anyone. And with that, please watch this.
This is not something we expected. Coronavirus changed the world. Isa ka ba sa naapektuhan? Umalis sa trabaho dahil delikado? O nawalan ng trabaho dahil ito ay nagsarado? Well, buti na lang, ikaw ay may dugong Pinoy. Diskarteng Pinoy. Diskarte ang ating panlaban. Diskarte sa kalakaran. Diskarte sa buhay at lalong-lalo na, diskarte sa paghahanap ng trabaho. Ramdam namin ang pagod nyo, kaya nilalapit namin sa inyo si Lapit Jobs, ang new normal way sa paghahanap ng trabaho in just one tap. Kaya with Lapit Jobs, we've opted for you to take the easiest route that gives you the best results. Just download our app and register. By the way, instead of 20-minute registration, we've shortened it down to 2 minutes. After you activate your profile, you can choose upon hundreds or thousands of jobs near you. From delivery drivers to virtual assistants, we've got you covered. Lahat kasali, kahit sino pwede. Lapit Jobs is the only map-based job finder in the Philippines. Just enter on the search bar your preferred position and you can see on the map who's hiring near you. Our app features how much time and money will be consumed in your travels. At hindi lang yon, we care about your hustle and bustle going in and out of work. So our app provides the applicant a net pay and a quality of life factor score. Meaning, makikita at malalaman mo kung magkano ang kikitain mo sa loob ng isang buwan. O di ba? Mabilis na, safe pa! For employers, we offer a game changer. Introducing Lapit Tauhan. Kung nahihirapan kang hanapin si The One, papadaliin na namin ang proseso. Through the portal, your location will be posted, making it easier for your applicants to find you. You can even shortlist, conduct, and schedule interviews through your dashboard. At huwag kang mag-alala dahil kami na din ang magsasabi. We will notify your applicants kung ano ang kanilang status based sa inyong decision. We got you covered here. Ayos, di ba? We'll be sending an update to your applicants so they won't have to wait too long to know their results. And when we find you the perfect candidate, our app enables employers to determine the status after one interview. Making this a shorter process, not just for you, but also for them. Say no more sa katagang, "Thank you, we'll just call you." Wala nang aasa kasi mahirap ang umasa. Pero hindi lang yun. Alam mo ba, with Lapit Jobs, we provide a tambayan for our industry leaders from different fields. That way, you can build your company's brand and reputation to potential applicants by their successful stories that your employees can share about the company. Sa Lapit Jobs, gusto namin ang mapalapit ka sa dream job mo. Kaya ano pang hinihintay mo? Trabaho? Hanap na sa Lapit Jobs.
As you can see mga Lodi, napakadaling gamitin ng Lapit Jobs app. 2 minutes lang, registered ka na. And you can clearly see that this is a job app that cares. What I find truly brilliant about the app is the net pay and quality of life scores in this job app. That means at least beforehand, alam mo na kung magkano talaga ang sasahurin mo. And I'd like to remind all of you, you can now download Lapit Jobs on Google Play. Also, huwag niyo kalimutan, malapit na yung ating raffle draw. Please stay tuned and keep on liking and sharing our live show using the hashtag LapitJobs. Again, hashtag LapitJobs. And we'll be giving away loads and gadgets, so that means 16 of our Lodis can go home with prizes here today. And with that, mga kaibigan, please stay tuned and keep on downloading our Lapid Jobs app. And let's get back to our show. We know that working hard is good, but working smart is even better during this pandemic. Ang daming natatanggal ngayon, and it's very hard to lose your job, especially when you need it the most. And what I find the most heartbreaking is to see people who have been in a company for more than 10 years, but were dismissed and left to find new jobs, especially during this time when they have to take care of their family and their health. And because of this decline in employment, we at Lapid Jobs ask ourselves, what crisis has our workforce faced during this pandemic? Anong challenges ang nangyayari sa businesses that are still struggling to survive to keep their doors open? What does this mean for all those people looking for jobs? And more importantly, what is the future of labor and employment for the upcoming year? These are questions that can be answered by our first speaker with her topic on the paradigm shift of 2020. She is a career executive service officer who knows and understands the workforce as well as the issues that concern them, either local or overseas. She is also a lawyer, a civil servant, and the former secretary of the Department of Labor and Employment. Mga kaibigan, a round of applause please for Ms. Rosalinda Baldos. Secretary Baldos, balita ko raw ikaw ay ngayon isang internet star nung naging pandemya. You are in demand online. Maraming kumakausap sa inyo po. What have you been doing since the pandemic started?
Well, I still continue my job of doing some counseling on labor and employment via Zoom. And even now that the lockdowns have been relaxed, I still stayed at home because of my age and pre-medical conditions. And I'm so happy that I can still do my work from home. As you said, as a mentor, as counselor, not necessarily internet personality, but of course, since this is an apps, then definitely if I do service to workers and employers, then they could see me on the internet.
So, Secretary Baldos, nakikita ko na yung puso mo pa rin is really for our employees and development of the Philippine employment industry and the sector. Ma'am, ito naman ngayon po, di ba? We're really looking at 2020 and this pandemic and how it's really affected the unemployment rate here in the Philippines. Of course, it increased a lot. What can you say about the unemployment rate now in the Philippines, this particular acceleration during this crisis?
Understandable na the unemployment would be exacerbated by the pandemic. But even without the pandemic, alam natin na historically, we have a jobs skills mismatch in our labor market. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng jobs and skills mismatch? Yung mga jobs na available sa market, pag in-applyan ng mga workers, there is difficulty in matching the jobs available with the skills of the job applicants. And that's why many of the interventions that would be needed would be in the area of training, skills training, especially life skills training, I think for the employers. Mas hinahanap nila sa mga workers sa hindi lang yung competence, because competence can be taught by the employers themselves in the workplace, but the attitude, the work ethics, the interpersonal relationship skills, those are the things that problem-solving skills, creativity in the workplace, how you make yourself competitive, yan yung hinahanap ng mga employers. And sometimes the other difficulties of employers and workers would be the accessibility of information on the labor market situation itself. Nasaan ba ang jobs? Anong in-demand jobs? What would be the qualifications? Yeah. Of course, they need all this information, and that's why we go internet. People would go internet and access on all the information that will be needed to make them to make their choices. Saan ba akong company mag-a-apply? Ano ba yung jobs na pwedeng applyan ko? And that's why I welcome this opportunity na maging part as one of the mentors ng Lapid Jobs, where I will be able to assist the employers and also the workers on how to manage the employers on how to manage their business. And if they have problems also, especially in the area of labor and employment, then I can be of help to them, and more so with the workers who are also encountering some difficulties in looking for jobs. And once they get inside the company, there could also be problems. I am more than willing to assist them.
Well, this is fantastic. You know, Sir David, I host many shows on TV, and one of them is called Bright Ideas. I talk to startup companies, and the question we often ask them kasi there is, what problem is your app trying to solve? What problem is your business trying to solve? At yung kagandahan nito is you're solving a problem about the labor market. And the great thing about your app, the unique selling proposition is that you have a former labor secretary helping you solve the problems which are structural coming into the app. And I think that's one amazing thing about it. So, babalik lang ako sa sinabi nyo, Secretary Balos, di ba? Number one, the problem is job mismatch dahil sa structural unemployment because yung mga jobs na kailangan, hindi yan yung pinoproduce ng mga schools, di ba? At pangalawa, lumalabas rin dyan that many of our workers don't have the soft skills. They have all the hard skills lang. But you know, as we know, sometimes in 5 to 10 years, yung jobs can become obsolete. So you shouldn't be trained in hard skills, but also soft skills at the same time. And number three, lack of access to information about what are the jobs out there. Now, can I just ask, since you're here together with the founder of Lapit Jobs, how exactly does Lapit Jobs and Lapit Tauhan help solve those problems in the market? Number one, solve the idea of job mismatch, help solve the idea of developing soft skills for our laborers, and of course, number three, accessibility to information.
Yeah, so basically, no, we conceptualize the whole Lapit Jobs to help employees find that best, what we call the best job for them. It's number one, it's near them. Kasi ano po yung pagiging advantage ng paghanap ng trabahong malapit? It saves them a lot of transportation costs. It saves them a lot of time pagdating po sa traffic. It also saves them more things to do for their family, for their self. Pwede pa sila mag-racket. And basically, mahirap po yung pag-improve ng mga traffic conditions natin. So these are things na that can affect the life of a person when it comes to the work he's working for. Na pangalawa is yung sa technical skills and mga skill set nila. So we also designed Lapit Jobs to show kung anong skill set ang kailangan ng job opening para makita ng employee and sabihin ng app na itong job na ito, based dun sa profile mo, yan yung nagmamatch na skill. Kasi what we're trying to avoid is people just looking for a job that has a high-paying grade but malayo. But all of these things na hindi nila na-realize na nawawala, yung time, yung taxes na binabayad nila, is actually pala the same as a lower-paying job that's near him. Yan yung mga minamatch namin, and we're going to give them something like a score, which we call a quality of life score system.
Okay.
So parang yan yung mga hotel booking. Merong may 5-star, merong may 4-star. So lalagyan natin ng grades yung mga
Parang
ganyan.
parang review system.
Yes. Kasi what we're trying to do then is we're empowering these applicants to have maximum information para mas powerful yung choice niya kung saan siya magtatrabaho. Kasi
okay.
pagka talagang shooting blind ka, mag-work ka, hindi ka tatagal ng 1 month, and then sasabihin mo wala ka na namang work. And then of course, that will reduce the morale of the person when it comes to looking for a job. Hindi din natin alam, maybe he really needs the funds, the salary to pay for his parents' medicine, mga ganyan. So, and especially now na may pandemic, pumasok na yung factor ng safety. So, the longer you are outside, of course, kahit mag-observe ka ng mga social distancing, ganyan, the longer you are, the more yung viral load na possible na makuha mo, which you can pass on to the family na iuwian mo, yung mga ganon. So, yan yung some of the advantages of Lapit Jobs.
And what I'm really seeing over here, David, if I'm understanding you correctly, is that unang-una, talagang Lapit Jobs. When you say Lapit Jobs, you're trying to get jobs which are near your place of residence, which is the most important. Because you're saying that the nearer to the residence, you're able to save time save transportation expense, and save on more time with the family, di ba? You can spend more quality time dahil malapit sa bahay ninyo, di ba? At pangalawa, what I also like about Lapid Jobs is that it just doesn't give you information about the job, but the quality of life. Ibig sabihin yan, di ba? It doesn't just tell you, this is how much kikitain mo sa trabaho mo, but more importantly, is it near your place? How does it improve your life? Because these are the factors na hindi mo nakikita sa ibang mga job site. Hindi pa ba?
Kasi there's for example na lang, no? So Waze came up with this study na an average Filipino spends 5 minutes per kilometer. So imagine mo na lang po, if you're working at a place 10 kilometers ang layo, so that's already 50 minutes away. Tapos uwi ka pa. So that's 100 minutes or almost 1 hour and a half. How much time is that on a month, on a year, in 10 years? Gaano kalaking time ang mawawala mo? Yan ang hindi usually aware ang tao. Parang they think yung daily lives lang nila are going the same thing, but marirealize nila later on na yung nawala pala niyang 30 days ng buhay niya, he could have done something else para mas ma-improve yung
mo yan,
life
di ba? Yung oras na yan.
Especially, it's very rare that people consider these long-term things. There's these little things na when you multiply in many years, malaki pala siya. So that's what we're trying to tell people, no? Is to unti-unti maging aware kayo. Ito pala yun. Don't worry, we'll give you the information. Nasa kamay nyo, nasa cellphone nyo, which everyday hawak nyo naman, di ba? Na lahat nasa social media and everything. And you'll be able to get all of those information and decide finally kung saan ka dapat with Lapid Jobs.
Great. It's a great decision-making tool kasi especially the factor of time and proximity is considered. David, matanong ko lang, paano naman yung Lapid Tauhan? Paano siya nakakatulong rin?
Okay. Yung Lapid Tauhan, it's the website para dun sa mga companies na mag-post ng job ad nila. So, apart from being a portal where you can see the applicants, where you can shortlist them, pwede mo rin sila schedule ng interview online. Kunyari, sinabi po ng applicant, gumagamit siya ng Messenger, yung mga Zoom, ganyan. Isa-schedule mo siya ng interview kasi what we want to give also people is the convenience of interviewing all of these people muna, kahit online muna. Kasi right now, medyo mahirap yung option na pupunta yung tao, yung applicant, pipila, hihintayin yung ano niya. Siyempre, lalo ngayong pandemic, before pwede pa eh. But lalo ngayon, there's all the reason to push for online interview. So, for example, may hire kang cook. Kasi food business yung family namin before. Halata naman. So, may 20 na cook dyan na i-interviewin mo. And you cannot expect the 20 of them to go to your office, i-interviewin mo isa-isa. So what
Delikado
you can
yan,
do...
Delikado, oo.
Yeah. Hindi lang po delikado. There's also a chance na yung applicant na yun, alam mo yun, umutang pa sa mother niya ng pera para pamasahe.
Yes.
Currently, wala siyang trabaho. So, what you want to do is, interviewin mo muna sila lahat online. As an HR or as a business owner, you can gauge na if he's going to be fit for the company, and maybe you can get like mga 3 or 4 people na you can call over for a final interview. So, na-save mo yung time ni employee at the same time, mas naging efficient ngayon yung company kasi you're doing everything online. Everyone is online.
Yes.
9 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10 of Filipinos are online now.
And the nice thing about this one is that even kahit sa new normal na or even yung better normal na, baka ito yung maging standard na that you will really interview online because it saves on time and money to just pre-interview the people online, then yung talagang piling-pili na, that's who you interview in person. Hindi po ba?
Yeah, and that's what's so special about Lapid Jobs is exactly yun nga pong sinabi ninyo is dito yung learning curve sa pandemic eh. After this pandemic, wherein we're not sure of the next one that will come, but you can already use this style para after pandemic, and pag nangyari ulit, ready ka na, hindi yung lahat tayo nabubulaga ulit, hindi na naman alam, mag-close, magre-retrench, yung mga ganyang stuff. At least we have companies and employees alike, I don't know, I'll call it a weapon. May weapon ka na ulit.
No, may ano ka lang, may pagtulong sa you have an accessory to help you get a better job
Yeah,
now. I
yes,
think that's
exactly.
really what you
Yeah.
have. And having said that, Ma'am Baldos, alam ko na you've been, this is an industry which you love. You love our labor and employment industry in
Yes.
the Philippines. You continue to help it out. Ano mong masasabi mo? What are the kind words that you can use to inspire yung ating manggagawang Pilipino, especially in 2021? Marami pong nahihirapan, pero alam niyo mga Pinoy, they are agile, they are resilient, and they are willing to work hard. What are your words of inspiration to them right now?
Actually, the fact na they can access information very fast should already give them that encouragement na out there in the market, there are opportunities to get jobs, and especially in lapid jobs where there are indicators or indices of quality of life. So that's a value added to, I suppose, to the compared to the other job portals that I know before. Plus the fact that they should appreciate that when we were there at the Labor Department, we were using, RJ, the ADB study that it would take 2 to 3 years for a high school graduate to get a job, and 1 to 2 years for a college graduate to get a job. And I think one of the outstanding reason for that is, other than, as I said, preference of the employer, and then the attitudes of the workers, would be the non-availability and accessibility of labor market information. So right now, with these lapid jobs, we can encourage the workers to access, to use the apps, to maximize all the information on what is the best job for them, in the same way that they should also be able to, I just hope that lapid jobs would also give tips on how to prepare for interviews, for example, things like that. These are added value to this project, and how to make the right choices, how to present themselves, even prepare resume, things like that. These are the things that job applicants should be encouraged to do, and to be able to tap the best job in the market. And there are jobs available. Our economy is starting to rebound.
That's right.
And the employers are getting excited again, and that's good. In the same way that the workers would want long-term employment right now, or even if it is via contractual employment, it should be decent work. It should be work that would enable them and empower them to really have a decent life, not only for themselves, but also for their families. And they could be do a lot of good things to the community, where they are staying.
Secretary Baldos, like you said, the word is empower. And yung kagandahan ng lapid jobs is that it really empowers
Yes.
our
Yes.
employees or people who want to get jobs, to helping them finding the best job that is nearest to their place. And having said that, maraming salamat, Madam Baldos, Secretary Baldos. I just want to ask Sir David one more thing before I also move on to the next part of our program. Maraming mga features na sinabi ni Ms. Baldos rin na how we can further improve the app, other features to help them get the app. Hindi lang yung mga hard skill, pati yung mga soft skill. How to prepare for the interview, how to prepare the resume. Will lapid jobs also be helping out yung ating mga future employees in these other skill sets para makakuha ng trabaho na malapit sa kanila?
Yeah, so yung objective talaga ng lapid jobs is tulungan yung manggagawang Pilipino. So one of the sections ng lapid jobs is what we call the tambayan. It is going to be like the social media for workers. Now, in this, nandyan po lahat ng mga news and current affairs related to employees. Ang ating mga mentors, in which po si Mrs. Baldos po, siya po ang proud kami to have as a mentor. Kasi po, nung una pa lang po, alam namin na yung tips talaga niya is really for the benefit of not just the workers. It's actually also for the employees. Kasi there has to be this kind of synergy between
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Para maging maganda yung buhay ng pareho.
Yes.
Employees also...
Employers create the jobs.
Yes. And, di ba? And parang ano yan Parang pag masaya yung boss mo sa trabaho mo, may output.
Yeah.
Hindi ka yung magiging biglang totoxikin ka nun or mga ganyan eh, 'di ba? So, once we establish Lapid Jobs na nakaka-educate ng ganun, yun, katulad ng paggawa ng mga resume or how to deal with your boss or how to deal with deadlines, yung mga ganyan, unti-unti, kahit small steps to help educate everyone, employees and businesses, nandyan yan sa Lapid Jobs. It will be available. And also, mga very important government announcements kasi we think that we should educate more Filipinos on how to take advantage of yung help na objective talaga ng government. Right now kasi on social media, medyo nakasapaw ng mga very negative things. So what we want to show on Tambayan is yung mga good news. Like for example, we talked with TESDA. So si TESDA, we know them na they will train your skills para yun yung gamitin mo for your employment. Yeah. So many people do not know that their objective, if may singil po sila, it's very small compared to going to colleges, ganyan. But ang ending po, ang ganda ng mga sweldo nila, they get sent abroad, ang laki ng sweldo, yung we're talking hundreds of thousands. So for example, mga welding, ganyan. So we're in talks with TESDA now for them to join the Tambayan to announce to everyone ano ba yung mga programs nila, to contribute success stories para our audience, the employees, they have these people who they can look up to. Na hindi ka pala forever below minimum wage. There's always going to be this government agency that's going to help you reach there. Ganyan. So, to answer your question about if Lapid Jobs will provide those information, yes, through the Tambayan, Lapid Jobs Tambayan. So tinawag namin siyang Tambayan kasi we want to establish an environment where pag gusto mo ng good news, doon. Parang ganyan siya. So tambay ka doon.
Ay, masarap yung tambayan na yan. At least kumikita ka sa tambayan na yan. And what's important about your tambayan is that you're providing the best employer-employee matchup. Again, maraming salamat ulit kay Madam Baldos, of course, right now, former Secretary of Labor and Employment and now a consultant and a mentor at Lapid Jobs. And of course, congratulations as well to our CEO and founder of Lapid Jobs, Sir Ralph David Du. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you po. Maraming
Thank you.
salamat po.
God bless you all.
Again, thank you so much, Ms. Baldos. Thank you for those words of inspiration para sa magagawang Pilipino and for encouraging all of them to take up the Lapid Jobs app. Now, ngayong December, kahit may pandemic, andyan pa rin yung tinatawag na Christmas rush. We still want to make this time special and we work extra hard to give our families the Noche Buena that they deserve. Now, Lapid Jobs wanted to incorporate Christmas with the reality of Filipino workers during this time. Kumusta kaya ang Christmas habang sa new normal? Moving forward, allow me to introduce to all of you Lapid Jobs' first ever Christmas ad, which will reflect the Filipinos' resilience during this pandemic. Mga Lodi, please watch this.
Good morning, sir! May I take your order po? Okay. Okay, sige po. Noted. Sir, condo units po. Thank you po, ma'am. Big sale po tayo ngayon sa mga condo units po natin. Sir, condo units po. Pwede po kayo mag-avail po na magaganda namin pong unit for discount. Ma'am, upo po tayo ha. Hi sir. Thank you for calling. Yes, how may I help you? So call TL. And have a great day. Here you go, ma'am. Thank you po. Ayan, gusto niyo yan? Gusto ko yan. Bongga. Thank you po, sir. Bongga yan, TL. Oops, may call ako.
Yes, ma'am. We're sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay, we're done. Here's your milk tea, sir. Thank you po.
Bakla naman na ito. Ay, basa, bakla eh.
Hello, ma'am. How may I help you? Yes, ma'am. Okay, let me check that for you. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Hello, Michael. Uy, kamusta na dyan? Natanggap mo ba yung pinadala ko para sa Noche Buena?
Stoy, salita ka naman.
Atap naman, pre. May ipapakita nga ako sa'yo.
Ano na naman yan? Mamaya may papabili ka na naman, ha?
Hindi, may papakita nga ako sa'yo. Wait lang, ito na.
Okay, sige.
Graduate na ako! Salamat, ate. Merry Christmas, ate.
Thank you. Thank you. Sobrang proud si ate sa'yo. Thank you so much.
Oy, ikaw kaya yung umiiyak, hindi ako. Mas pangit ka, tingnan mo itsura mo. Oh, kamusta mo na lang ako sa kanila dyan, ha? Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Sobrang happy.
Wow, I did not expect the ending of that ad. Bilang isang breadwinner ng pamilya, I can really relate how it feels like the struggles bilang isang provider that sometimes behind the smiles, may tinatago na pagod pero carry lang, push pa din. Para naman ito sa taong minamahal natin. And by the way guys, I would like to remind all of you that you can still submit your entries in the comment box for the raffle draw. Please download our app as early as now, right now, and keep on using the hashtag LapidJobs. Again, hashtag to use LapidJobs. You still have enough time, and the more shares, the more chances of winning. Okay, time to head on to our question and answer portion. I'm sure you have a lot of questions tungkol sa LapidJobs app namin. Go ahead and type your questions on the comment box or send us a DM through Facebook and our CEO mismo, yung CEO namin, yung sasagot ng mga tanong ninyo. Okay, sir? Are you ready to answer the questions? Our first question is... Okay, so the first question we have here right now is, ano po yung value proposition ng LapidJobs app compared to other apps?
So, value proposition po ng app namin, ng buong LapidJobs technology is that, number one, app tayo. So, everyone will have access to it on their phones. Number 2, sa Lapit Jobs, pag naghanap ka ng trabaho, map agad ang makikita mo sa phone mo. Anong kagandahan nito? Makikita mo agad kung nasaan ka and makikita mo agad kung nasaan yung mga trabaho around you. At the same time, isang pindot mo, makukuha mo lahat ng information na very important para mag-decide ka kung mag-a-apply ka sa trabaho na yun. Now, for Lapit Tauhan naman, yung portal na kung saan maglalagay ng job ad ang companies is may kakayanan itong mag-invite naman ng mga taong malapit doon sa address ng business mo. Now, anong kagandahan nito? Pag nag-invite po kayo ng mga tao malapit sa inyo, nababawasan po natin yung mga late, pumapasok ng puyat, na hindi, alam niyo yun, para maganda rin po yung magiging output ng trabaho nila. Apart from, na-display niyo po doon yung mga job ads ninyo.
What kind of jobs po yung makikita sa Lapid Jobs app?
So, ang kind po ng mga jobs na makikita nyo sa Lapid Jobs app, marami po, ano? So, there's full-time, meron din po tayong part-time, meron tayong mga work from home, and meron din tayong tinatawag na mga weekend warrior. Kasi, pag po nakahanap na po kayo ng trabaho sa Lapid Jobs, marami na po kayo masisave na time. And yung time po na na-save niyo, pwede nyo na po gamitin para kumuha ng racket dito doon. Makikita nyo din po yon sa Lapid Jobs.
Now, this is very important for many people in data privacy. Will my information be used for other purposes other than finding a job?
That's a very good question, lalo na ngayon na maraming nagiging issue ngayon when it comes to online information. So, nakastate po dun sa mga terms and conditions namin na ang paggamit po ng data ninyo is only to provide you jobs and to help us also improve our services para mas maganda ang mabigay namin sa inyong mga results.
If I am a company or business owner, what type of documents or requirements do you need from me so I can get listed on Lapid Jobs?
Okay, so for companies po, you only have to register. Ilalagay niyo lang po yung profile niyo and then magpo-proceed na po kayo sa payment. Once na na-receive na po ng system yung payment, so everything's done online. Once na na-receive na yung payment, you're automatically a member of Lapid Jobs and Lapid Tauhan. Now, with that system, hindi na po kailangan maghintay ng mga 3 to 5 days para confirm pa or something. 3 to 5 minutes po, makaka-post na po kayo ng job.
Now, here are other questions related to Lapid Tauhan. Now, how much do I need to pay for me to enlist my company in Lapid Tauhan?
Okay, good question po. So currently po, ang Lapid Tauhan ay libre po sa mga companies until the end of the year. So after po ng year na ito, magiging free trial na po ang mga bagong registrants. Then after po ng free trial, kapag po nakita niyo na maganda po ang Lapid Jobs and Lapid Tauhan, meron po tayong dalawang packages. So gumawa po kami ng isang package para sa mga small businesses and isa pong package sa mga medyo malaking business. So yung maliit na package po, we call it the light package. So that's 800, good for 2 job posts. And the other job package is 3,000 pesos, good for 10 job ad posts. So ito pong 800, kunyari po, nagtayo kayo ng canteen, kailangan mo lang ng isang cook, isang cashier, ganyan. And then the other one, the 3,000, ang magandang gamit po dyan is kung maraming branch yung negosyo ninyo. So, kunyari may 10 branch po kayo, 3,000 pesos lang po, malalagyan nyo na po ng job post lahat na naghahanap ng taong malapit sa inyo.
For example, I am right now on the platform and I want to get more exposure. How do I get more exposure with my job hiring position?
Okay, so para po ma-increase yung exposure ng job ad ninyo is we suggest na mag-add po kayo ng mga benefits na binibigay ninyo. Gandahan po natin yung salary rating na pinapakita natin sa tao. Kasi magre-reflect po yun doon sa makikita ng employees na information para mag-decide po siya na ikaw ang piliin na job ad.
They are very curious to find out what are the benefits we can get from using Lapid Tauhan.
So, magandang tanong po yan. So, for companies that will use Lapid Tauhan, may ensure po namin na ang taong kailangan ninyo will always come from people na malapit po dun sa area ninyo. So, marami pong masisave yan. Makakasave po kayo ng mga transportation cost kung sinasagot nyo po yun. Bihira na po malilate. Your people will almost always be happy kasi they have more time pagtapos ng work, nakaka-uwi sila to spend time for the family, and that will translate into a very good output for your company.
Here's a sensitive issue. Can I keep my salary post hidden?
So for Lapit Job System, this is actually a very important point ng ginawa namin sa Lapit Jobs. So we consider showing the salary grade to employees as an advantage for them kasi ini-empower namin sila to make a better choice. So now, hindi po na-hide ang salary rating because we want to show them kung magkano din yung inuuwi nila at the end of the month gamit yung ating net pay calculator. So, dun po sa net pay calculator, kinocompute po kasi dyan is the distance, so yung transportation cost na estimate, and also yung taxes and benefits if applicable. So, pag nakita po niya, for example, may 20,000, makikita po niya dun net pay calculation na equal magkano yung maiuwi niya at the end of the month. So, pinapakita po lahat ng salary.
Sir, what is your longer-term vision for the Lapit Jobs app? I am curious to know.
So, ang vision po namin for Lapit Jobs is, in the future, kami po yung maging number 1 na ginagamit ng Pinoy para maghanap ng trabaho. At the same time, ginagamit ng companies para maghanap ng mga employees na malapit sa kanila. Para makita din nila ang benefits ng pagtrabaho at paghanap ng taong malapit sa kanila.
Again, thank you so much to all of you for those great questions. I can really feel your enthusiasm para sa ating Lapit Jobs app. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for our Q&A. Don't worry, you can still send in your follow-up questions through chat. Just send a DM to our Facebook page. Ito na po ang pinaka-hinihintay po natin mga Lodi. It's time to give away our loads and gadgets. Ito yung early Christmas gift mula sa Lapit Jobs. Tonight, we will have 15 lucky winners who will win 200 pesos worth of GCash vouchers. Sino kaya ang mga mananalo sa first raffle draw? There are still 10 seconds left mga Lodis. Share this live with the hashtag LapitJobs to win 200 pesos worth of GCash vouchers in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ayan! Congratulations, everyone! If you didn't win the first raffle, okay lang yan. You still have a chance to win for our major raffle draw. Here are the mechanics right before we start. And the winner of the grand prize is... Congratulations to all of our winners, especially sa mga naka-receive ng ating grand prize. Napakaagang Christmas mula sa Lapit Jobs. Merry Christmas to all the Lodis! At kahit tapos na ang ating raffle draw, we still encourage you to please download our Lapit Jobs app and to share our page. Thank you so much for participating in our launch and media conference. And now, a final word from our beloved chairperson of Appscape, Mr. David Du. David.
In today's competitive environment, the right knowledge is key to a happier and healthier life. Lapit Jobs aim to provide substantive and strategic information to both employers and employees so that they can make better decisions. This is our contribution to the business community which is the heart and soul of every country. We look forward in serving the public and needs your utmost support in making this endeavor a life-changing one. Thank you for taking time in participating in this launch. I'm David Du Sr., Chairman of Upscape Corporation. Maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon.
Again, thank you so much, Sir David, for those inspiring words, and thank you to everyone who joined us for the whole press conference. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful evening, and congratulations to all the winners of our raffle draw. Again, my name is RJ Ledesma, reminding all of you to stay home, stay strong, stay safe, and Merry Christmas. Good night, mga Lodi. Thank you so much. God bless.